had the lead, crashed out of the top 10, came all the way back to third. An amazing run. And we're ready to go racing here in Moto number 2. And the track's even rougher, the temperatures are even hotter, and for most of the guys, except maybe Porcel, they used a lot of energy in that first moto.
Yeah, he didn't really seem to back down that much. You know, he's still running a fast pace, but it just seems like when he's on it, he doesn't use as much energy. So he's a tough guy to read. I haven't gotten to watch him enough to really kind of get in his head a bit and try to figure any of that out. But, you know, he makes it look easier than everybody else. Certainly Dungey had a lot more work cut out for him. So did Kennard. And, you know, at this point, you got to give the advantage to Purcell. He's on the far inside right here. On the inside, you see Dungey, and then Rattray, and then Larson. You see the 39 of Kennard, and his teammate Barsha starting in about the same spot. See if they can do that again. Those Honda Geico bikes have been unbelievable off the start. It's usually Pro Circuit that dominates the start, but we haven't seen that yet this year. Yeah, the Honda guys have been there, and they've got some good finishes, too. Here we go, folks. Revs are up. The gate's going to drop. Like Dungey got in front of Porcel, but it's the KTM of Max Anstey that beat everyone in the first turn, and then it's Kennard getting around Anstey in turn 1. So Kennard, right where he was in Moto 1, is up front early in Moto 2. And you got the 41 of Matt Lemoyne, one of the other Texans right there. So the hometown fans have got something to cheer for. The kid from Oklahoma's in the lead. The kid from Texas is in second. Another kid from Texas, Wharton, is in third. And there's the 377. Purcell is way back. Yeah, he and Dungey, the inside didn't work as good for him. It was just a log jam in there. They got shuffled back pretty far, so it's take 2 for Kennard out front. He's got a teammate back there behind him. Sometimes that helps you relax just a little bit more. I don't see any real heavy contenders that are faster than Kennard back there to bother him just yet. Yeah, I was going to say the 119, the orange bike, that's Anstey. He is a rookie out of England, just turned pro. It's the best start we've seen him get. Dungey's not too far back, though. He's already trying to make moves on the number 43 of Brock Tickle. Dungey with the yellow bike with the red plate. Going to try to work his way around Tickle on the outside. Here's your leader, Kennard, putting a little distance between himself and Matt Lemoyne. You see that blue tube in the back of his helmet. He's got the drink system going. Yeah. And, you know, it's we heard from Michael Alessi, who's been running that today in the 450 class, and he said, you know, it's not so much that I reach up and have to grab that thing and drink from it that much. It's just that your mouth gets so dry out here to draw the heat. So sometimes that bothers you more than anything else out there. Kennard picking a wide line around that sweeper. Everyone else except Dungey going to the inside. The Dungey, he has no choice. He has to go wherever the riders in front of him aren't just to make passes. But he is at least in front of his championship rival Porcel, and he makes the pass on Tickle. So now it's Kennard, Lemoyne, Wharton, and then Dungey in fourth. It's a sand section, very difficult. Yeah, I talked about when we looked at the local kids, I mean, just them having an advantage, a lot of good riders on the horizon, young riders, that is, coming out of the amateur ranks. Dungey was pretty much drafted, you know, way early in his amateur career, and it's worked out for him. Doesn't work for everybody, but there's a bunch of kids coming up, and a couple of them running second and third, right ahead of Ryan right now. All right, so it's Wharton in third, Dungey up to fourth, made a couple passes early, didn't get the starts he wanted today, but we count 2 motos. A second in Moto 1 for Dungey. If he wins Moto 2 at 2-1, you can't beat that. And he'll still be the overall winner. But he's got some work to do. Trey Kennard trying to pull away out front. And you got Lemoyne, Wharton, and here's Dungey. And that jersey comes untucked on the first lap of just about every moto for Dungey. Maybe a little bonus ventilation, which in the heat out here in Texas is probably a good thing. You know, riders used to wear a kidney belt, and that just kind of kept it tucked in. These days, guys like hanging loose a little bit more. I mean, Philip Butler's jersey always came out. Stewart used to have that happening. It doesn't matter. As long as you're going fast, people can read the sponsors on it, your number. Flap in the breeze, whatever it takes. Well, he can see the 61 on the back of the rider in front of him. Wharton, he's that close. Meanwhile, Wharton going after Lemoyne. Good job by Lemoyne to block the line, and they all chose that rut in the middle. There's only one way through there. Here's a section of the track where Dungey made passes in Moto 1. Cannot make it work around Wharton. I thought Dungey was going to try to work it around the outside. Let's see as they come down to the left-hander. Wharton doing a great job protecting his lines. Yeah, because of the heat and the wind, it's been steady all day. It's drying the track out so much. It's hard to keep those outside lines, you know, as tacky and fresh as the inside. Here comes an inside move. He's going to try to make that work. It's a long sweeper, so it's hard to tell at the beginning if your line's going to work it at the end. But Dungey just said, I don't care. I'm going to get both of you. Unbelievable. And that was rough. Dungey just held the pin.
The first lap, he went wide like Canard, and it's just dry out there. You can't hook up and really get aggressive on it without running some risks of losing the back end or just drifting out off the racetrack. And plus, it's a longer distance.
He's got to be thinking, what the heck happened, man? I was in second. I didn't even realize Dungey was there. Dungey goes from fourth to second, and it's close behind Lemoyne, who's behind Wharton. Everybody, we're talking Anstey, Searle, Tickle, Kyle Cunningham, who's another Texan in eighth, Metcalf and Rattray. That brings you to the back of the top 10, and all these guys are in a pack, and that has been the theme of the series in this 250 class. Look at Searle. These are two English riders on KTM. Searle making the move around Anstey. And then behind Anstey, you have Tickle and then Metcalf. It's unbelievably deep in this 250 class, and here's the trouble. With all this talent, it's very difficult for Christophe Pourcel to move toward the front of the pack. Pourcel is in 12th right now.
Yeah, with Dungey in second and time to catch Canard for another 3-point gap. 25 for a win, 22 for second. And you know he wants to win anyway, but to put those 3 points on Pourcel right now after losing a little bit to him the first moto, we'll get those back plus more. And that's assuming Pourcel can move up. Right now, sitting back in 12th.
That's a lot of riders to get through.
Yeah, just to get to the top 5 will be amazing.
All right, we'll keep tabs on Pourcel. How far can he climb? Can Canard hold off Dungey? Lots to solve. Stay with us. Lucas Oil AMA Pro Moto Cross Championships. You're watching Moto 2 from Freestone Raceway in Worthing, Texas. Jason Wygant and four-time champ David Bailey giving you the call. Look at this traffic. Tommy Searle, Max Anstey, Brett Metcalf, Brock Tickle, Kyle Cunningham, a bunch of other Kawasaki's back there. Tyler Rattray's in that group. This is crazy.
This is the kind of traffic I wish I could be in. Usually when I'm in traffic, I'm like, come on, man.
They're not going slow. No.
This is a fast pace. Man, we're going to be in for this all year. You know, I mean, if a couple guys drop, there's plenty of substitute guys like this that are back in the pack right now. Pourcel being one of those guys. Durham, we had a great first moto. He's sitting in 11th, just ahead of Pourcel. They're not in this right here. Look at this freight train battle. It's what, I mean, you know, people talk about the 80s being, oh man, those are some good years. It was really close. It's closer than it ever was right now. Look at all these guys coming through the frame.
This is unbelievable. Searle made a big mistake entering that sand section. Anstey tries to answer back. Metcalf has been in these types of battles for pretty much every lap of the series so far. I talked about it yesterday at press day, and he's like, man, it's awesome. I like it. Of course, I'd like to pull away from the guys and just dominate, but he's a racer, and you like racing, and he's got 2 KTMs in front of him, a Yamaha and a bunch of Kawasaki's behind him. Metcalf has just been a magnet for these battles. There's Searle, Anstey, Metcalf, Tickle, Cunningham, Rattray. No, it's Pourcel now in front of Rattray. So Pourcel starting to come to full boil there.
Yeah, after years of watching McGrath dominate, and then Carmichael, and then James Stewart, it's so refreshing. Not just as a fan, but as a rider too. If you're racing against those guys, and you get second. You know, you've lost. It's like losing at boxing, okay? There's not anybody back there that you beat. You get a top 5 in a moto like this, and you can feel pretty good about yourself at the end of the day.
Metcalf fighting to get his way into the top 5. Around Anstey now, so Anstey in the 119 has been pushed back a spot. Searle is going to have to battle Metcalf. Tickle is putting pressure on Anstey. Somewhere back there, see Kyle Cunningham at 36, and the next green bike is going to be Pourcel, who won the first moto. Pourcel is so calculated out there, I'd wonder, does he want to go bar to bar with these crazy young riders who are out there just stealing lines from each other all over the place?
No, he doesn't, and he's proven that he doesn't like to do that. He lets this kind of fizzle, and then he's just right there in the right place to take advantage of these mistakes. You know, these guys will start to overshoot berms and lose their rhythm a little bit, or tire a tad, or whatever. You know, things happen in a half hour going as fast as you can on this track that changes every lap. And we already talked about it. It's hot. There's so many elements right now you battle, and when that stuff starts to take its toll, Pourcel just works his way right through it all.
It is Pourcel's first year racing in the United States, but he came over from France with a great reputation for managing championships. And he knows, he looks at these riders in front of him and says, as he makes the move on Cunningham, Pourcel, he's aware of the big picture. If he slowly works his way through these guys and gets third by the end of the day, he might not win the race overall, but he won't lose that many points either.
and he's fully aware as he puts Rattray and Cunningham behind him. Now he tries to move forward and go after Anstey.
He knows.
Tickle.
He knows.